Clicks it up. Boom, you got it. You got it open.
And I'm gonna
open it up and have a look inside?
I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I tell you?
Please open. I take 2 steps back just in case.
Oh, whoa! What if there's a guy inside? Whatever, I'm opening it.
Yeah.
Flip it back. Flip it back.
It's probably trapped. That's how it's.
Too late. Flip it back. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton, you got something bad in there. I know what I can smell it. I know it.
The minute you started to open it, ticking. You look inside and you can see this contraption. A large clockwork-like object, which seems to have some sort of mirror on top of it, is whirling. And you notice in the briefest of moments that there is a cord that seems to be tied from that up to the lid of which you have just boshed open. Ticking is intensifying.
Let us vacate. I think have outstayed our welcome. Come on.
Yep.
But
you start seeing a little green glow start to emerge inside the middle of it.
Okay, all right. Oh well, I see. Yes, I've seen this before. Something of this nature.
It starts making a wee sound.
I'm opening up the window.
Yeah.
And I jump out.
You just jump out, okay.
I'm jumping out the window.
Alright, Edric, you're still in. Frida's jumped out the window.
Oh my God, yeah. You know what? I back away because I'm really close to it, and I'm gonna scramble out the window as well.
Okay, so you scramble out, or you jumping out? It's the first floor.
I'm a large individual, and I think it's a bit of a scramble. I mean, have you ever gone through a window?
Right.
How many windows have you gone through?
You don't want to know. So you jump through the window. Siegfrieda, jump through the window. As you jump, you run to the window, back to the window, the glow starts to emanate even bigger. The box is like, the light seems to fill the room. It starts to, and you see this bubble of energy. It's like it goes, and it seems to be shaking like an orb is emerging from it. And as you're trying to climb out the window and you just get out the thing, it suddenly just goes inwards, as if you're like, for a second, for the briefest of moments, you go, that was it. Then, huge explosion pushes you off the window ledge. Boom. Siegfrieda, give me a dexterity roll just for your... It's not dexterity. I need your agility roll for making the jump. How well you jumped out this window. I'm gonna make this. Okay. It's a first floor window, so you're gonna take some damage.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I didn't expect to do any. I was like, well, this is us. My agility is 29. So
29.
Okay.
Nice.
That is. Oh wait, hang on. That's a 14.
A 14.
I got a 10 and a 4. Yeah.
So wow. So you describe you've succeeded, and you've succeeded relatively well. So can you give me a description of how you would jump out this window?
Well, obviously from last time I was so good at sort of cat burglaring, I managed to at least open the window this time rather than burst out. And as I burst out, and I sort of, almost like Assassin's Creed eagle, but obviously it's only first floor. So, but I managed to tuck my arms and roll, and again, still take the damage, but don't hit quite. Again, superhero landing, but roll out of it, and I'm like,
If you got
Done.
under 10,
Hat's
there
still
would
on.
have been the carriage going by just as you jumped out. If it was under 10, I would have given you
That would have. Yeah, no.
But-
I think. But I keep my hat on, most importantly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'd like how I've now got it in my mind that you jump out the window and your hat blows off and you do the grab as you're going
Grab
down,
out.
put it back
Indiana
on,
Jones it. Yeah,
then roll
Indiana
down.
Jones.
And you get to turn around and look up and you see Edric sort of come scrambling out of the window.
I was like doing a
slowly.
Winnie the Pooh-esque type thing.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Pooh.
And then you see this light emanating in the room, and then suddenly it goes blank for a second, and again you think, have I just been an idiot and jumped out the window for no apparent reason? And then, again, Edric, you got flown, all right? You get pushed off, and immediate blast takes you up. I need you to...
Yeah.
I want you to make me a toughness check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see if your body doesn't rip into a million pieces, basically. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad.
Well, you know what? Live to die another day, because I've rolled a 27 and my toughness is 31.
31. So you... oh, bloody hell. So what happens by saving that toughness is you pushed yourself like out the window and you've been able to hold on to like a piece that kind of burns round, like goes round, and you're swinging and you're sort of and it's like if you imagine you come out the window, the base plate, the lintel of the window, well, not lintel,
Yeah.
the sill of the window has sort of come round like a barn door, and you're sort of holding on to that as it's coming down, and it's starting to break and it's creaking, but you've somehow managed to hold on to part of the building, basically.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
it's creaking. You can try and just let go, or you can try and grab whatever you can, but the wall you were on the corner of the building, the wall has basically just blown out. You're just holding on by the post of this corner of this thing.
How far up am I? How high up again?
You're a story and a half.
Story up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Well.
cool image.
I mean, Hamilton.
Yeah.
Is there a bush underneath me?
No.
Okay. What? That's so Black Pit. I am going to.
You're holding on. You've got a wounded arm, and I'm
And
going to suggest
I can't stay up here. I gotta come down. And so I am gonna aim my body for a place that looks logical to fall. And that could be like a pile of refuse. It could be like in the direction of a gutter that I could potentially like sloth grab. We could even be aiming for, like a wet patch of ground or like a cart or a smaller piece of roof.
Or the hat of a witch hunt.
Well, no, because you're literally you're on an overhang.
Oh.
So the overhang, so you're on an overhang. It's
Middle of the street.
middle of a street. You're literally overhanging the street. You've got, I'm going to give you like another 6 seconds to make a decision. And
Okay, yeah, I'm picking, I don't know what's on the street, so I'm gonna throw myself in the direction of something that looks like
yeah, soft.
better to land on than just the street.
Okay, you see a person moving underneath you, and you fall. You try and jump on top. Give me an agility check to see if you land on them.
Oh my god.
What's your agility?
Oh, yes. My agility is 33, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter because I actually rolled a 6.
A 6.
Oh my god.
So what you do is you jump down.
And then I'm caught bride style.
You sort of land on their shoulder and
crunch this poor person.
crunch this person down. And they go, ah! Everyone was sort of looking, like, the explosion's gone on. Someone was walking down around. People, even in this town where they try to not take a look, they are just like, everyone's just looked up. People are running out from underneath from inside to outside from the tavern, from downstairs. So they've all run outside. You've looked down and just gone, okay, and jumped on this poor bugger who's like running out down the stairs and coming around before they've turned up to look. They're all kind of crowding around, which means Siegfrieda, you started to lose your vision of when you're sort of getting this crowd's coming between you and Edric. Edric falls down and lands on top of this someone who goes like this. I'm gonna take damage for them, and you're gonna take damage for the fall as well. Oh, that's a 0.
Oh,
and
10.
So,
For the poor person?
A 10. That's a 10 on a thing. So you've done 10.
You've just killed an innocent
Sorry,
man.
I forgot that. You've literally landed on them, and you heard a, and when you've gone down, their neck has just gone like this, and they are crumpled on the floor. Apologies, I hadn't rolled first.
You're just a killing machine, Idris.
Well, you know what?
And you're gonna take you take 9, and you how many did you say by 2 SL, didn't you? So you lose 1 yard, so you've lost, so 9 plus 12, you've taken 12 wounds. What's your toughness bonus? What's your toughness? 30? Was it 30 something? So 12 minus 3.
31.
So you take minus, so yeah, so minus 3, so you've taken 9 wounds total.
So I have 12?
Yeah. How many wounds do you have total? What's your wounds total?
Oh my god. Hold on.
It's on the second page.
11?
Okay, so you've taken 1 more wound than you have.
What happens now? Do I get crazy because of the chaos?
No, you get a critical wound.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I feel bad. Maybe you should have.
You have 0
down.
wounds, so actually, you've fallen down and become unconscious.
Actually, that works because you can't be mad at an unconscious guy.
And you gain 1 critical wound, which means you've got 1 critical wound, which we're going to roll on the table. Which I'm going to say is going to be your legs, because you've landed probably downwards onto your legs. So
okay, this is... How does this keep getting worse?
It's getting worse. This is what happens. Leg critical wound. I'll roll a D100 for me.
Oh,
okay.
Just roll low.
88.
Oh,
88.
That's not low.
88. Dislocated knee. So when you've gone down...
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Your knee is
fine.
wrenched out of its socket. You've
That's
already
fixable.
gone. Yeah, it's fine. You can't. After this, you need medical attention.
Torn ACL.
You'll never play.
That's the end of my season then, there, mate.
So at the moment, you have your movement will be halved when you awake. But right now, you are unconscious. You're not dead.
Okay.
You're just unconscious. So you've fallen down,
Fair
broken
enough.
the neck of this person. As you've done, your knee has you've kind of landed on your foot and it's pushed up, and your knee is dislocated out.
Which
And then you
will
passed
shock
out from the
people.
pain. Yeah.
It will shock people.
Yes.
And they'll see this, and in a way, it's kind of like, oh my god, this poor man, and that poor individual as well.
I'm gonna make a roll for how they think about you.
Oh.
14.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
Oh, I think.
It's pretty
okay,
good.
that's pretty good.
They're like,
so
they're
what
like,
they've done,
who did this?
they
to
sort of
them?
move, instead of, if it was over, I was gonna say if it was over 50, they were gonna merge in and just take everything from you. But what they've done now, because they've gone under 50, is they all move away, and they just get out the way, and just go like this, and they're just looking at them, and someone's sort of like going, sniffing. You can see like someone's head's looking up. Siegfrieda, you're down. You've just seen Edric fall, heard this noise, probably a sound, and then that's no other noise. You've not seen Edric get back up.
Oh god. I think to myself, I didn't even try to kill this one. And then I'll make my way through the crowd to see the scene, and again, if there's a horse nearby, like someone's horse, I'll cut it free and try and get Edric on top of it.
Okay.
Again, I can see.
You have your own
things
horses,
come-
don't you? You have your own
Well,
horses.
I can't remember if we did or not, but if we do, I'll find my horse quickly.
Yeah.
Bring it through, and I'll just put Edric on top, and
Yes.
just do it as quick as I can. Like, maybe I'll shout like, "Oh, fire! Quick! Someone's still in that. Someone's still at the top of the building there. Quick, must
Okay.
save them!" And then, yeah, just trying to get that distraction whilst I get Edric up and
Okay, well,
away.
you kind of do that, and a few people look about, and a couple people kind of go. Like you see the landlord that you saw earlier runs back inside, and a couple people look at you, going, "You okay? You okay? You in there?"
Yes, terrible thing. It was pretty bad. Please help me with my companion. I think
Oh.
I must take him to the next place.
Okay,
for
a
some
couple people
medical
just like move out of the way and they just kind of let you through as you get to your friend, and you find Edric there, crumpled on top of another figure who is bleeding out, basically. And you've got Edric, which looks like their knee is just bent the wrong way, and they're passed out cold.
I have a quick question, which may dictate what we do next. How would one heal such a thing just now? Would I be able to?
Have you got any abilities with healing?
Do I?
Of course not.
Do I? No, I don't think so. So that's. Oh wait, no, I do.
Do you?
I have a heal
all I need.
advanced skill.
Oh, cool.
That's all I need.
Great. Perfect. So I need you to take a heal test, which you
Okay.
get plus 22, so you can add 20. Test needing 6 SL is required to reset the knee, at which point you regain its use. So
6 XL.
SL. So what's your heal?
So the base skill, just checking up it, is 39.
Okay, so
So 59 then.
59.
is what-
Well,
is
I'm
what
gonna
I-
say, let's make that for the sake of this 60. So if you can roll, or we'll just make
Yes.
this a continuing test.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Damn it.
Or yeah. So yeah.
Hang on. Let me roll. Don't.
Hey, wait. So, hey, great job. But if you mess this up, do I lose the knee? Just a thought.
It's extended test, so you can. It's an extended test, so you can do this a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because I did not roll a 60. I rolled an 84. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't do too good on that surgery, so let me try again.
Yeah. So you've actually made it. You sort of try to move it, and you can't get. You try to shift it, and you can't get it back in. I'm going to suggest that you can't do anything more with it now.
That's that's fine. I think
risk
I was just
causing
yeah,
injury.
if I'm able to get Edric up
But
onto
with
the
the
horse or
heal, I
somewhere-
will say that at
yes.
least you've tried to wrap it up, but you've not done any healing with that.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
think about kicking it back into position as I would normally do, but then I'm like, it looks too far gone the other way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will then put
But
Edric
you've at
up on
least
the
done
horse.
the initial. Yeah, exactly. So you've got that. Okay,
Yeah,
you put them on the horse.
I've gone over and gone, ooh, feel my own knees. Yeah, and then get him on the horse at least.
Okay. And then
and then
what? What are you going to do? Lead the horse with your horse as well?
Oh yeah, I've got my horse as well. Yes.
You're
still
gonna
do
just
that.
leave me in the parking lot?
Yeah, no, I'll take my horse. Basically, I'm just going to try and get us away from this situation as quickly as I can.
Okay, so you carry Edric out. You're holding Edric. You bring them to the stables where you had, with outside the front where you tied up the horses, and then you put them on the top. You
Yep.
see Drow come running in, saying, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh my guy.
Oh no!"
Yes.
He'll live. Look,
Maybe.
Come with me. Come with me.
why? What have you? Can you heal his leg?
No. Just come with me. I'm sure we can figure something out.
What?
I go, tempting offer. Get on my horse and run up and like literally gallop away from him
Gallop
to go
away.
back to town. Yeah. I'm like,
And he tries to
nope.
grab the as you go
Yeah.
off, and you run.
I was like,
to
the only reason I'd stay is like, if he's able to heal. He was like, no. I'm like, right, well.
Okay, you get to the gate where you see Grum, who's there, over, and he sees you running at it. I'd like you to make an intimidation for me.
Oh
Yeah.
lord. Okay, so intimidation is still a check. Okay.
Give you plus 20 because you're looking pretty.
36. So
Yes,
16.
16. So you give this look, and you're riding at it, and Grum is like playing a bit of chicken with them, and then he goes, whoa! And then as you're getting closer, he goes, "Whoa!" Opens the door, and you just get blasting out of the city. And people, like, as much as when you put them on the horse, people kind of are so shocked. People are still trying to take in everything that's going on. They're still, but and a couple of people are kind of wondering, are you involved, before they even, like, memory gets into tune of, like, did they cause this bomb? You've already got the bomb thing. They're still, like, trying to concern about the guy who's died.
No. We didn't. No, it's okay.
No.
We are victims of this.
Yeah, but they haven't quite had the time to figure out what's going on. It's been a very quick turnaround. Drow came in,
Exactly.
then that's it. You run out and then you're into the night of Mordheim. Well, the outskirts of Mordheim again,
Yeah.
running towards the darkness. You have not rested at all.
Nope.
It is getting early hours of the morning. There is the path takes two routes. One to back to well, there's three routes actually. One away from the city, one towards the city, and one towards the path that takes you to the river crossing.
I feel like maybe the river passage might be best, but I'm just aware there are things in the night. Sure, we'll do that second. Go on.
I am going on the river passage like this.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
dead. I think so.
This is becoming Swiss Army Man.
You know what? I've not seen you and Daniel Radcliffe in the same room, but now that I think about it,
Now that you think about it, you're like, oh my
I
god.
see the.
It's
yeah.
them.
So we'll go on the river passage. I think this is at the point. I'm just thinking safety. We need to make sure that the leg is set and everything before we do anything else. I'm just trying to get us away, and maybe because they've heard us talk about going into the city and stuff. And we had that conversation, so there'll probably be people looking for us on that particular path. So.
Okay, fine. So you're going to go away from the city or towards away from the city.
Yeah.
So you make the way out towards. So when you go down there, you get towards the side to the. So when you're going south to the west of you is where those trees are, and there's a sort of forest, but the path snakes down. So you take that route, and you find after you've got away and moved on for say like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, I don't know, and you notice that no one's chasing you. That's it, right? Not at this moment. I think after people have investigated a bit further, maybe we'll see.
Yes, yeah.
But for now,
it's putting space between us and the incident, and using that time wisely. So,
you get to a little bit of like a scraggly part of the forest that sort of when it starts to merge closer to the trees, to the road, and you can sort of make your way off where you see this little path where someone's also had a campfire before, like an old sort of space where people maybe have made camp. So you sort of make your way there, and there's a little stone circle, little rock place where someone probably had a fire before. It seems like a regular spot for people to stop, and you make a rest there.
Yeah, I'll get Edric down, put them in the recovery position, not to mess with their leg though. Set the fire going, and just basically just do it as quickly as I can, just to sort of like ease and just sort of get them at least back on their feet, sort of.
Okay, that's fine.
You took an individual to the knee, Taylor, in more ways than one.
It's fair enough.
Well,
Look,
you sort of rested.
not everybody balls like this.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
So-
I mean, exactly. So you put them down, and you sort of lay out on your horse. You have some bags and like camping equipment. You lay out the sort of tent. You have to do all this work in the dark. You know, like it's 4 a.m. now, and you finally got the tent up. No one seems to be coming past at this time, and you get Edric in. There's hardly any waking them. They sort of murmur, but you think best thing for them now is rest, and maybe in the morning making another check and have a look at that leg.
All right, sure. I just see this like incredibly gorgeous, beautiful man, like completely knocked out, the leg at a definitely awkward angle, and I'm just there like, typical, like close the tents, and then just probably take some sort of watch, if I'm able to. Just again, I'm very aware that there are people following us, so I want to make sure that, you know, if something comes, I can hide or do something in that sense. So I'll be on guard until the morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
I expect to die by the end of this. Die from being your keeper. Although, to be fair, like, I jumped out and it was fine, and then you Winnie the Pooh'd out, and then you killed someone on the way out, so...
Whoa!
That was amazing.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Am I right? Like, who knew?
Amazing.
You never know.
So you set up, you get that, maybe, I don't know, light a small fire, or maybe not light a fire, I don't know what you're going to do.
I'm not going to light a fire. If I've got the choice to, I guess I'm just keeping in the dark and stuff, and so, yeah, hopefully people won't see the light. I think that's a good point.
Okay, fine.
So I sit there in my hat looking like a stone.
Oh my god, because people could decide to come here.
Well, that's it. Oh, God,
Or
please.
worse, a
I'm just
creature.
checking the rules very quickly because I'm confused as
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm reading different interpretations of this unconscious effect, and it's confusing me now because I thought it was one thing.
I got nervous and I thought
Yeah,
maybe
that's what I thought. Don't
I
think
was
about it
like,
too.
what are you getting into?
So yeah, I'm trying to yeah. So basically, you're going to get a rest. Both of you take a sleep, and you night turns into early day. Maybe you have little pitch tents, like little like triangular tent spaces, but you've maybe stayed outside Sigfrida, but put like a hat over your face so you cover your eyes. Um, I mean, you can tell me either you try and get yourself a full like amount of rest, or maybe but I think Edric definitely is just out cold for the
Yeah.
whole evening. So you might wake up early. I don't know how you would want to deal with that.
Hmm.
Maybe you'd be on watch or.
I think given the circumstances, and I would say Sigfrida, although she would never admit to it, feels incredibly guilty because she did kind of
Ooh.
like leapt out and like there were other ways to get out of the room and kind of
Love
insisted
that.
to open the chest that Edric could open it, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not as a sort of like, oh yes you do that, like oh damage gonna happen to you, and then it actually did happen, and so I think as a result she does feel like she will stay on watch and
Well.
would forgo a rest of some sort because she does feel a bit guilty. Again, it wasn't his time was not yet. Soon, soon, but not yet.
It appears that soon may not be far off.
Mm-hmm.
It could
Exactly.
be sooner than later.
Every co-worker gets one. That's sort of like
Oh, that's very nice. I
Right.
think
So
this is gonna work out.
I
I
need
feel good about it.
I need you
Yeah?
to now make me an endurance check, Edric,
Oh,
oh okay, phew.
with a plus 20.
well, with a plus 20,
Hmm.
that's nice. Wait,
Endurance.
that's not nice.
So whatever
Oh,
you
yes.
have to get under
Toughness.
20.
I
So you add another.
I made a 5.
And so what's your toughness usually? Your
My
endurance,
toughness
sorry,
is my endurance.
which I think is part of your
It's
toughness.
tougher.
Yeah, it's 31.
So you
Oh.
51. So
Nice.
that's 5 SL plus your toughness bonus, which is 3. So that's
Yes.
8. You healed 8 wounds. Okay.
That's not bad.
Okay,
Siegfrieda,
okay,
do you
I'll
think
take it.
you've got yourself an actual good sleep as well? Do you think?
I definitely would. I don't think I would have gone to sleep.
Okay.
Uh,
you're
Because
safe.
I'd
now
say no.
that takes me down from 12 to 4.
With that critical wound still.
So you've still got the critical wound, which means you've still got this out. So you've healed those
So
wounds.
is it like 12 wounds and 1 critical?
Yeah, no. So you've got just maintain the fact you've still got 1 critical wound. It's just worth, but those critical wounds are more. Some are easier to heal, but this you've got such a high roll. It's a high wound factor. So dislocated knee is like, as you said, is one of the hardest ones you can get. So at least in
What?
like crushed. If you'd got 4 higher, you'd have got a crushed foot, and the only way to deal with it is amputation.
Right.
So you've got the only one that requires continual healing, and
My
you can't
God.
come back from it at the moment.
Think of how hot I would be if I had like a
A peg leg.
And it would have been
Yeah.
amputation average, not amputation hard, depending. So, like, the amputation levels can mean it's more dangerous.
What do you mean like hard mode amputation?
Yeah, it means that when they roll for the amputation, do you see if you bleed out or not?
Oh my god.
It's a brutal game.
Yeah. Yes.
You've
It
been having
hasn't
too
been
much.
until now.
I know. Well, you did
Yeah.
just
Yeah. The gloves. The gauntlet gloves are off. Like.
you did just get exploded on, and you took hits from the explosion, and then you fell onto someone, which did take some of the damage off, surprisingly. But you had
Okay,
a lot more on top, so it's fine.
you're right.
It just rolled badly. I rolled a 9, whilst for the other one, I rolled
Yeah.
for Sigfrida, I rolled a 2, and that is a big difference, like because it's a D10.
I do feel like if people saw it,
Yeah.
they were impressed.
I think it wasn't as impressive as
Okay.
Sigfrida, who jumped out the window and then rolled. You just kind of
I am
went.
literally
You kind of
catwalking in
scrambled
this,
out
yeah.
of it and went boom, held onto it, and then went
Whoa,
fell on someone and broke their neck.
Yeah,
Okay,
that could
you
have
might-
been you.
It was.
I mean, it was. So, you wake up in the morning, a bit later. So, Siegfried, maybe you're up. Maybe you. I suggest you probably get a slight doze off. You try and keep yourself awake, but it's been a long, hard night. To coin the phrase of the one of the Warhammer things, which is the hard nights thing, and you've dozed off for a brief amount of time, just so you don't, and you wake up suddenly to the sound of a Edric.
The sound of an
Oh,
God.
Siegfrieda! Siegfrieda!
What?
Oh,
dear.
an elixir! Something on smart!
Yes. Let me just have a quick look.
Oh!
Dear.
What happened?
You've.
There was a fire!
Yes.
A fire, a great fire!
Yes.
And I moved through it straight. I freed at least 12 people. And my leg is shattered.
Yes. Well, I'll take a quick look. I do this sort of close to
The
the ground.
cost of heroism.
Yeah, so much cost. Tell you what, I'm going to count to 3, and you might feel something. 3,
What?
and I want to try and heal.
Okay, go for it again.
Oh, Lord.
Plus 20 on top of it.
What's that?
Don't panic,
I might feel something.
need you-
I'm feeling something now, and
I
it's
So under
just need
59.
Under 59.
it's
I just need
it's
you-
incredible.
Just bite down on this, you know.
I what? And I
Oh,
and-
my
What's that?
actual life. 73, so nowhere near.
So you go for it, and it's not. I'm gonna give you.
Yeah. You have
4
to.
goes at this. Okay, so it's an
4
extended
goes.
test. Okay.
Okay.
4 goes.
I'm gonna keep. All right, I'll do. All right, so that's the first go, right?
Yeah.
So I've got 3 more.
oh
goes.
my
3 more
god,
goes.
Okay.
amateur
okay.
surgeon.
I bring out a small.
So you kind of go up. This is the sort of,
Yeah.
if you remember the BG3 where he's sticking the blade when Folo's trying to do the surgery.
Oh man,
This
it's
is the first
terrifying.
go, and you've gone, and it's kind of like, oh, Edric, it hurts like heck. It's gone the wrong way. Okay, now they're trying to like readjust.
Okay, come on, just
Readjust.
do it.
Clink.
Flaming Templar.
What have you done?
89.
Huh? 69?
89.
89. So you go, and it's like, oh,
you
you've got 2 more
trying
goes.
to kill me?
No.
Trying
no,
to
no.
work the bone in,
I'm
working
gonna
the
use,
bone
use a
in.
different.
Ah,
gas.
what they say about you is true, isn't it? You're
70.
trying to kill me.
17?
70. 70.
70.
70.
You're not going to be able to do it. I don't think you can
I'm
do
gonna-
it.
I'm gonna do one more, right?
See what you
Please
can
do
do.
it.
You kind of like,
Come on. Okay. 42. Finally,
42.
something under
So
60.
2,
60.
you kind
Yes,
of
2
stop.
fine.
So it's bad. You're back where you began,
Got it.
right? You're back exactly where you began.
Bloody me.
You sort of just get, so you've not done any wounds.
Great.
So that's the main.
Okay.
So you just kind of go.
Well,
No.
I
no,
think
you
it's beyond-
kind of.
Yeah, it's beyond my capabilities. I'm sorry.
So just take a sip of beer.
Yeah.
Have we
Eat all
got
the
any
pain.
drink?
I've checked my beer pocket. No.
Oh.
Emergency beer pocket. No. no.
Emergency beer pocket.
That's the
You
best kind
always
of beer
have to have
pocket.
one.
It's empty.
I'm sorry, it is. Will you be able to walk, or at least get you onto the horse in some way?
Will I be able to walk?
Ah,
Will I be able to walk like this? I can barely breathe, and I just, and I've not had a bath, and I just, I reek of a stale barn, and I'm bleeding.
You're not bleeding. You're just.
Well, then whose blood is that?
I think that is the individual you
What?
used as a crash match.
The individual that I what?
That you. Oh, You know, you've heard of the phrase getting ahead of the game. Well, I think you literally got ahead of that person's game. Look, don't worry about the blood here. And I sort of go through the stuff that I've collected. And it's like, look, I'll see if I can find some physician or something to help at least set you to be able to walk and maybe get you some apparatus whilst we sort of re-heal. But right now, the mission is still important. I found this like piece of paper in the room before I got you to come up. And
Yes, I suppose that I could contribute to this in a meaningful fashion. I, too, have a paper.
great.
In the form of a book.
Ah, so many
Yes.
papers.
Perhaps we shall exchange while I am in this condition.
Yes, yes. Hopefully the pain won't hurt your head too much so that you won't be able to read.
Well.
Um,
Sigmar forbid.
yes. And I will get out a graphite pencil or something and then do the technique.
There's a bit of
that we talked
charcoal
about.
from the fire that you could find,
Oh,
probably.
yeah, you know what? That makes even more sense. Yeah.
Oh,
then you could
that's
keep-
actually brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
then
take-
see if there's any notes on it.
You rub out, so you rub onto this thing, and it reveals the pressing, the pen, the quill that was on above, and you see a note, very beautifully scripted, but it's in a very, it's not too lavish. It's just very neat and tidy writing, but spaced out and a little bit more written like some form of telegram kind of writing.
Ooh,
And what it
okay.
states is just arrived at the city, hired guide to show us the way, knows the structure well. Fear we're being tracked as border crossing was less inconspicuous than hoped. Obtaining the necessary quantity of substance is considered possible in the time frame. However, it will require more finance than expected. Sent Margot, Kraus, and Olga to the market to make a bargain with the Marienburgers. Otherwise, there is an alternative option. Yet, it is more dangerous. We'll send missive again when substance is acquired. D.
All right.
You know what?
You notice it was in a very small section of paper, so as if it was like an A6 piece of space on an actually larger piece of paper that you've picked up.
So,
maybe
in order
sense of
to acquire reagents, they're about to make a deal. And on my character sheet, I happen to have the class of I wrote Rich Boys of Marienbad.
Marienburg.
No.
Yeah.
I think I know. I think
Oh,
Tim was right.
I know what you said. I
Marienburg.
know what I
No,
said.
no.
Marienbad. Okay, yeah,
Marienbad.
Marienbad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baddies.
Yeah.
You actually look back at the paper and it's crossed out Marienburg and it says Marienburg.
Yeah, I don't like Marienburg. They're the Marienbads. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Marienburg.
I've
Changed
changed
it now.
it.
Okay.
But I just wonder.
What you know? So you have lore on them? Is that what you're saying? You have lore
Well, I do have great lore
on the Marienburgers. Okay.
because I am one of them.
So you spent some time because you're from Midland, but you
Yeah.
have spent loads of time in Marienburg. It's port city.
Yes.
It's an independent, or soon to be. Oh, is it at the moment? I think it is an independent state at this day. Oh, because I'm confused with all the timelines. But either way, it is predominantly moving towards itself as an independent state as part of the empire. It's got a lot of power. Sits separate, singularly between. It sits in the wasteland between Bretonia, which is the sort of knightly French-inspired realm, and the empire. And a lot of people with a lot of money end up there, and they have a lot of interests in Mordheim. Give me a roll. Give me one of your rolls, and I'll see how much you pick up.
I'll give you one of my rolls.
Give me a roll.
I got a hot, fresh roll for you in this here bag.
Is it a baguette?
It is something worse.
Oh no, what is it?
It's a 50.
Okay. So you haven't gained too much. The only thing that you noticed in that was the market rings a bell, but you don't quite know why.
Okay. But Marienburg. I know the place, obviously. Something of a Marienburger myself. Like a humble a man of the field and plow.
Harrenberg
Or,
famously has no field
No
plows.
fields or plows.
And it's
That's what you don't know.
which is well enough.
no, which is why I love it.
because-
No, it's exactly what you would say. I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is it
It probably has some.
what if I have some sway there? Perhaps I could. I don't know. Maybe I could stop this deal, whatever they're planning. They need funds. They need a patron of some sort. They seek a Marion burger with money. Well, I know something of the sort.
Indeed. That's just not a bad plan. If we're able to disrupt the deal going off by your connections, then maybe that is something. And at least we should go meet them anyway. If they've sent 3, it'd be interesting to know where our quarry has actually gone, though. If the 3 vampires have gone, and the 3 sort of ladies,
Yes.
have gone to the market to make this deal, that leaves the guide and our quarry. Where have they gone?
Perhaps there's more. Read on, Siegfrieda. Read it to me. Read it to me.
What, the note? I think that's all that was on it.
Well, that's it. That's it then. Well,
But-
what are we to do with this?
Well, no, I think your plan is right. We go to the marketplace. Maybe we look into your journal a little bit. But
But the unknowns. Here, read the book to me. Read the book.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's the least that can be done for me in this state.
You're right. I appreciate the pain of the leg affects the pain in your head. Yes.
The suffering. I just.
Chapter 1. I just say it really loudly. Just.
So you
yeah, but
open the
what do we-
notebook. So you get this
Yeah.
notebook.
Wait, isn't the notebook is the notebook in like a language we don't know?
Or I try to open the book to read. Yeah.
Yeah, so you open up the book, and it is...
Something was in a language that we didn't know, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, so the book is... No, this one's not that, though. Don't worry about that. So
good.
that would have been the book you saw when I described it before in the end of the last
The
episode. Was the
grimoire.
grimoire, but you've looked at that, so you recognise, have a flashback to one of the books that's in there. You look at this, and you open it up, and it is scrawling inkmanship. It's very hard to read. However, it is in a language that you can understand. You're a very well-read person, but it's also written in, high writing, scriptive writing of someone well educated.
Cursive, yeah.
But it is a bit more scribbly. It's a pocketbook, and it's got sketches and notations and things that you don't understand of a more magical nature as well as a more engineering nature. So I mean, make me an intelligence check just to see maybe how
Sure.
much you can interpret of these.
Okie dokie. Intelligence. Yes. Sorry, I'm just double checking. Intelligence is.
Siegfrieda! Siegfrieda!
Yes.
Siegfrieda, can you not read?
I just. I gently kick your leg. I'm so sorry. Just. Alright, intelligence is 34. Sorry. There's an initiative and intelligence. I have to check
No,
these
it's
things.
really difficult, isn't it? It's I and int.
I mean, actually, they're both the same. They're both 34, so. Now I get the rolls. That's a 15.
Can
Okay,
you
wow.
not read, you scamp?
I can
Obviously,
read, but
Siegfrieda,
I can't heal though.
In your
Yeah.
past dealings, you were once in the city of Nuln, very long time ago. In your early days,
No.
I don't know how old
oil.
Siegfrieda is, to be honest, but in the early days of Siegfrieda being part of the Witch Hunters, was sent to Nuln to investigate sounds and knowledge of a particular infestation that was happening underneath the city. It was words of beasts, transformed beasts with the head of a rat, and it was little sounds and these people of the city saw it as just, hearsay, tales. The people of the Templars have heard about these beings, have books written by, there's sort of old wives' tales, but also written texts of these rat people. And immediately you were dispatched after enough of these stories to start to emerge, and you were sent early doors, young whippersnapper, not high, we're not sending a high inquisitor, not sending someone major, we're just going to send a couple to go and check out, go with the local people who normally just go through the sewers, the sewer people, there's a sort of sewer guard, and they're there mainly to check for goblins attacks. There's a lot of goblins come through the sewers, or any ne'er-do-wells, or anything untoward that's happening down in the sewers, basically. And that's the people that check them overnight. However, you went with them on this night, and you uncovered a very small layer of a few Skaven, as you came to know them by.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yes.
And in that time, when you arrived there, you realized that these beings that maybe you had been told about, that you'd obviously read through, that actually they are not. They may seem simple, or people want to believe them as these beastly creatures, but actually hidden behind that is a real layer of intelligence and engineering. They have a craft for it. And some would say even that if it wasn't for their infighting, that maybe they could be more dangerous than people want to know, and is why the witch hunters and the Templars and the people in power like to maintain this idea that they do not exist. This is a thing that no one talks about. You would have found it, and you may have had to deal with anyone else that found this place with you, or at least, paid them off, or made sure that they were on the right side of Sigmar's graces.
Yeah, silence them if they weren't.
Mm-hmm. And as such, something that you then burnt this thing down. But as you went through it, you realized and saw some of these contraptions, and reading through this, you noticed that someone, maybe slightly secondarily, not someone who's created them, has been also witnessing similar pieces of contraption and trying to make annotations of them. So of that, you seem to understand what you're looking at. You can't quite understand the geometries and the mathematics of it. Do you understand that someone is trying to either understand it or is making their own, they're trying to backwards decode how maybe the stuff is being used? And secondly to that, reading through, you notice there's annotations constantly saying things. You see the word Skyer, S-K-Y-R-E, Skyer. Skyrat says this. Skyrat says this. And this is a little note you keep reading occasionally.
Yeah.
And the Skyer bit, with that knowledge, is one of what is known as their clans. They have these clans, ancient clans, Skyer being the ones that do this engineering, the name that you came across this time before. You see a word known, you then pick up one more thing in there, which, I won't go into too detail of all this, but it seems to be the scramblings and scribblings and half like sketches of something, as if maybe someone has then gone later to draw these out, maybe more detailed, as this is just a bit of a messy bit of paper, and they might have stuck some more pages on, and this is like a pocketbook that someone keeps on them, and probably at the end of it goes away and would write this out, probably more engineering wise later.
Yeah.
So you're not getting the full story, you're getting half notes of
half notes, like as jotting them as they go down, and then, like you said, write them up somewhere later.
But you see a word at the end of it, near the end, because they've filled this whole page, this whole booklet up. So this one is obviously like finished. And in the last couple of pages, you see a couple of notes, and you see Mordheim. You pick out the name Mordheim, and you go, and it goes, Skyrat, Farsqueaker. And you pick up Farsqueaker, you don't quite know what that means.
No,
I don't think you would quite know that, but you see that word. Meet at the amphitheater.
Meet at the amphitheater. More time.
That's what you get. Amongst lots of other things, but nothing that really jumps out of you. Loads of other notes on these engineering. You see something about one more thing, sorry, would be you see something about transportation. And you think it says transportation, then you sort of reread it, and it's called transmorphtation, and they kind of scratch that out, and they go morphitation. No, scratch that out, and they've written these, and they kind of like trans, and they've kind of kept doing different terminologies, and then they kind of scratch out, and then they sort of draw a drawing of like a dot, a cross, an arrow, a dot, and a tick. And then you see like a little detail of what you'd look at a map, and you see little dots picking out all over the place going, and they've just sort of dotted these little areas on like a little crude map of the Empire.
So you're saying a dot, a cross, another
It's like
dot.
a dot, and then it crosses out, move, dot, tick. And then you see a little map of the city, and then loads of little dots, and then it seems like they've just sort of doodled this.
Okay, interesting. All right. I'll sort of share all this with obviously Edric every so often, like for emphasis, maybe grab the knee just to like really get a point home.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
this is super important. If they're bringing him back, he's scathing off. They're going to do it. This is bad news for us.
Yes.
We might. Well, at least we know this amphitheater. We need to go investigate that as well. We wish to split up, but I feel like, well, with your impairment even, maybe we shan't split up for the time being. Do you think? Well, I'm thinking like you're
Are you
unable
going to leave me here in the wilderness?
No. I thought maybe if I set you on a course to go to the market and speak to your connections and disrupt the deal, then I could go to the amphitheater. But I feel like, well,
Perhaps. If I were to have like a, like some sort of tonic, something, just to take the edge off. I suppose I can do this for the cause.
When you say that, you feel in your pocket when you're looking, and there's that little blood vial.
Oh no.
Wait a
Crafty
minute.
Ben.
Let me just talk to you about this.
Crafty Ben.
Crafty
That's not
Ben.
what he's called.
Craft.
That's what it's
Well,
called.
it is now. It's his
It
name.
is Crafty Ben. His name's Crafty
No, I know,
Ben.
but wasn't it you originally called him something else, and then
I just said I'm a crafty
crafty
man.
me.
He said I'm a crafty man.
Crafty man.
I'm a crafty man, and you went,
And
I'm crafty
I-
Ben. And now
and
that
I
is
heard-
Crafty Ben.
and he's happy to be Crafty Ben.
All right. Yeah. No.
I like how Hamilton's like, and he is happy
He is happy
to be
called
Crafty Ben. Please leave it alone.
No more.
Enough. I flipped one of my golden locks onto my head. Listen, I have a concern. Is this vial consumable? Because is it not some sort of demon potion?
Demonic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you find it.
Yeah, okay, you're saying that I find it. Well, I would like
remember.
to investigate it, and I would like to know how much Edric knows. I think, like, as a,
You pull it out. Have a look.
as
at
a person who's done substances, I'm just saying, for
it's
posterity,
probably you probably
as
know
an
that
aristocrat of
Yeah.
of Marienburg.
Yeah. You would know that
Like-
it's probably not the best thing to drink, and
So
maybe
I know that it's not good shit.
it's not good shit. It's bad shit.
Oh.
I just
So
think
maybe you need that right now. That's what.
you don't know quite what would happen. You know that if you put it on your blade, it would cause more damage. But maybe if I wanted it to And you kind
So
of
if
have
I
this,
put it on
I'm
my
just going to
knee,
suggest that what happens when you pull it out, you have this thought in your head, like, I should, I, sh
I should.
I should,
I should.
I
I feel
should.
that.
Yeah.
I should do it.
And you can make me a willpower check.
God.
Just
Well,
with,
I have a lot of
but you're going to
that.
have -10 to this now because you've taken 1 level of corruption. I'm just going to say that that's what's happened.
Well, you know what?
hmm
Uh-huh.
Just you can do what you want after the fact. I'm just going to say how strong these voices are in your head. That's all. Then you can make
I got a
decision either way.
24.
Okay. So it's not a very strong urge. You just have this momentary like,
Huh, what if I did it?
what if I did it?
These intrusive thoughts you have going on. Like,
Well, the intrusive thoughts, they're you know, they're in there. And I'm just wondering. If you put this on a blade,
Yeah.
imagine it.
Yeah. That's the fun part.
But what if you put it on your dislocated knee? In the middle of the wilderness? You know?
Some part of you just thinks it's a good idea. But you are able
That
to sort
part
of get
is
over
powerful.
that. Yeah, but that's it.
Can I have a demon knee after this? Or like... I mean, think about it.
It
It's
might
not
heal
like
it.
we have a lot of solutions right now. It's not like we have failed.
I was just going to tie you to the horse and then hope for the best that you didn't get off the horse at any point.
You can
That's
still
all I-
move
That's
and
it.
hobble
That's
about.
it.
You can
No.
still move and hobble about.
I can't do that because I have a reputation.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
very serious. Well,
You could go find a healer.
yeah,
Sorry, I just want to put that out there.
but
Nah, fuck it.
Could also have a demon knee.
I could have a demon knee. I could have a demon knee. Think of like how cool that could be for me. I already have a lot of like cool, you know, stuff. Like I'm rich, or I was before I got cut off by my dad, and like, you know, I was in charge of a lot of stuff once before I ran away, and I do have like an extra horse with a chest of
Yes, which I
treasure.
definitely brought with us. Yeah.
yeah we.
Oh, I just got our horses.
You know
I'm glad-
what? Let's.
I think you've left the horse behind with the money.
I think so. Yeah.
Shut
yeah.
up!
You've left
Yeah.
the horse behind with the money.
Yeah, because I got out of there.
Well, I'm doing it then.
Okay.
Because if we left my treasure horse, I'm probably upset. So
I'll tell you
I'm
who's
gonna-
looking after it though.
Draw.
Crafty Ben.
Drow.
My boy.
Yeah, your boy.
Okay.
You made a friend. You made a couple of friends in that town, so you've sort of.
I did.
think-
You know
yeah.
why? Because I am.
You're the face. You're the
I.
face.
It's not even that. It's like, you know what? I am Lord Adric Godfried Bebenberg of the East Heemskirk Bebenbergs, Viscount Michaelite Cornelian, 12th House, Ulf of the March and the Walk, and perhaps the Run of Midland. And I'm gonna flick off the cork.
Mhm.
I'm gonna fucking pour it out on my knee. Demon knee!
You pour it out.
Yeah, we're doing it. It's too late. So.
I get on my horse and leave.
Don't laugh like this! Hamilton, did you trick me?
I don't know if it was a trick, whether you just fell into the trap by just looking in and
Hamilton,
stepping into it.
I can't. My armor is up.
You
is
pour
upset.
this ichor onto your leg, and what happens is, you feel this
gonna have to amputate this leg.
intense energy burning through. It stinks like the freaking shit. You haven't got an open wound, but it feels like the whole of your skin is burning off, right? Slowly but surely, it kind of emanates from your knee and out and radiates out where the pain was before, from the pain. And
Where the pain was.
pain was, because it gets really intense and then slowly starts to tingle, like, you know, when you've got like pins and needles, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm kind of feeling
is
it.
the leg
like-
open? Can you see the leg? Have you cut the trousers away to have a look at it when you were doing the repair?
I think for story's sake, yes.
Okay. So as this pain intensifies, you
Well,
start
it's
to
not
see
the,
a
not the
red.
first
It's sort of
person that's ever ripped into my
veins start to.
trousers.
You start to see the veins sort of like get redder, and you know all of the arteries sort of come up, like as if you like run and you kind of get all your veins coming up, and then
Ew!
slowly you
What?
start
That
seeing
doesn't happen when I run.
well, you know, like on your arms, you can see if you like pump, you can see the veins on your hand, right? So yeah, so it's sort of like it goes wrong. It's not normal,
No.
okay?
It goes
It's not
wrong.
normal, and slowly.
It's not great. Great.
Okay.
I got that.
But when that second, so it kind of goes really red and starts to sort of like look like it's either sweat, getting warmer, and slowly the skin turns from a red into a blackened tone, very much like.
Did my knee turn black just now?
So it just goes into this sort of black iron, metal-like finish. So it's as if it's like it has a sort of metallic sheen to it. So it's like a gunmetal.
Silver Surfer knee.
Yeah, and it's now this sort of. It's so smooth.
Chromed?
And not chromed. It's more like a gunmetal. But you've got this now metal knee that just sort of then, and then up the veins of the leg where it joins at the knee is where you see this black sort of metal line sort of like emanate up.
What?
Does this,
Have a look at this.
does
Yeah.
this look similar to the tavern keeper?
It does.
Oh.
It does.
Oh.
I would like you to now make
Damn
me
it.
a endurance test, please.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Edric. Okay.
Whoa. Okay. It just feels really.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because that guy was really strong, and now you've got a really strong knee. So.
Okay. I love where this is going. I love this for me. And when you say endurance, are you referring to dexterity or
Toughness.
toughness?
Yeah.
Okay, because toughness 31, and I'm afraid that I rolled a 17. So
Well,
I
so you
will be
don't-
leaving the shop with this fabulous new metal knee.
You do leave the shop with that and no further corruption is what
Wow.
we're hoping.
Hello!
You gain the
How-
benefit without corruption.
Wow.
You now
And I
have-
pop up from the ground. I like immediately, like from a sitting position, I leap up.
You just
And
like
I'm
you've got
monk
plus
leap up.
2. If you got a
like a
1
MMA
success,
fighter.
you still would've
And
got
I'm
1.
like, ha! Have a look at this! Have a look at this! And I'm doing a lunge, and I like knock on it with my fist, and it makes like a ting ting.
Yeah, it's actually
Because
more
all
like
of
a
my
heavy
rings.
thud. It's not.
Because all
it's
of my
not-
rings.
It's not like hollow. It's like hitting solid metal. So it doesn't ting. It's boom, boom.
Wow! Wait until they see this.
When you hit,
Now that's a fine specimen. Ha! Yeah. Well, I feel good about it.
Okay.
You look like there's more.
just saying that you will be able to do more damage with it if you kick someone with it. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. You're famous. You're
I
very
just-
well known for kicking people. So
Yeah.
new ability unlocked. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better and you're up and about. I guess.
Ah, this knee was made for absolutely crushing a peasant's jaw. Now,
You certainly did crush
Ah!
one.
yes, well, the skull, Siegfrieda,
No, I saw.
not the jaw.
No.
That was probably fully,
Okay.
in place,
I
but the
was-
back of the skull and the neck, where it connects into the spine. I know something of these things, and I.
Well, I'm glad you're back to your old self with some improvements. So,
The Templars wouldn't have signed off on this, I'll have you know. And what this crafty bed. Now that's. I'll need to get me a little bit more of this because I can think of a few more things I'd like to put to the forge if you catch my drift. Ha!
what do you want to replace all of your bodies with bits of?
Well, Wouldn't you though? Wouldn't you though?
Give it 3 more days, and you're a demon. That's it, basically, just knocking back all this stuff. Well, you're gonna keep getting corrupt. Well, you might still win. You keep getting very good rolls.
I know.
I know, and I'm loving it. You know what that is, Hamilton?
What's
You know what that is?
What is that?
It's the privilege.
We're just normal, innocent men.
We're just normal, innocent
men.
aristocrats.
Oh my God.
Out on the run from the Rat King and the sewer and the Skaven and the Templars and the everyone is just after us.
Well, speaking of Skaven and such, shall we make our way to the city?
Yeah.
And maybe
Probably
a bit
do.
more of a discreet
Yes.
stealth. Maybe hide your leg for now. Use it as a.
Do you think you'll make
sort
your
of
way
last
sort of slowly, investigating, taking your time, sort of thing along this route?
I assume yes, even though I would want to hurry up. I think someone's checking out their new knee and every sort of
Okay.
hiya and like hitting like trees and bushes and stuff. As I'm like,
Yeah. I'm
Just as you're getting
gonna
it-
be honest. Like
just
I'm
as you're
not
getting-
doing a lot of other shit.
You're not taking the tents down. You realise that, Siegfrieda, that's your job as
Yeah.
Edric's off, high kicking, making little, like, the karate when you do the kick and you like make a little plank across some stones. You've laid some stones out, got a whole log, and gone boom, and you realise that you can do some serious damage. You will now do a 1d10 damage with your leg. Now that is your route. That's how much you
All right.
do that.
Be right back, everyone. I'm gonna add my knee to my weapons.
It's your whole leg. It's if you from knee down.
Okay, that's pretty incredible. And
yeah, I'm just there like making putting the tent away and stuff like that, going, I ungrateful little shit. Like I spent so long trying to fix the knee, and then I get a demon elixir, and now I've got a new knee, and like mumble. So any sort of guilt has completely evaporated now. The fact that Edric has now got new limb unlocked. Essentially, it's like.
Yeah. Okay.
new limb unlocked.
So you set down the tents, you put everything back away, you're back on the horses now, slowly kind of cajole Edric onto the horse.
You have to rest sometime. You can't, like, I know you want to try out the knee by hopping there, but let's just get on the horse. Come on.
And as I stroll over to the horse, I'm kind of showing the horse. Have a look at that, good man. Never seen anything like this. And
So the horse sort of does that to you, and then you get on. When you do a ha-ha, it does that as if you trained it. and then you're off onto the street. So you're back on the road.
I
You're gonna-
do have animal affinity, so.
You do, yeah. So you head on. You get past the route that takes you to the river crossing, which is slightly before. So there's sort of a zigzag to get to the town of the Black Pit. And the Black Pit has sort of two routes in it. It has one that goes in from the south, which is where you came up, and there is a further one along. So the southern side gate is where you came in, where Drow would be, and there is another one a little bit further up. But you just sort of keep riding on, cloaks up, until you get closer, and you're seeing the walls of the city growing closer to you. We're talking midday now, because since you had a bit of a lie-in, longer times, it's maybe even like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as you're coming across up to the big southern gate. Now, if you're, it was raining the other day. It's like a slightly sunny, it's still gloomy. Wherever you look at the city, it's still gloomy, it's cloudy, but it stopped raining at least. And it's not like a bright sunny day. It's just like a grey cloud, and it seems to get darker and darker as you get closer to this city, this sort of ruin of a city where there is always smoke sort of billowing out of one area or another. And as you're coming up to the sort of right-hand side of this gate, in the distance is where you see this greenish glow sort of blowing up all the time around in the back, knowing that to be the pit, the sort of moment where this comet hit the city is in that direction. So yeah, you're coming closer to the gate. Maybe you slow down and start to, I don't know, yeah, it's sort of where you are before you, so you can either head on straight towards the gate, whatever you want to do.
Ma! Siegfrieda! The gate approaches. Now, I know something of these sorts of towns, and there's a lot of unsavory types lingering around the gates. Not like our friend Drawl. Not all of them will just offer you a drink and invite you into the warmth of their, little homes or what have you. So I say we have a bit of a look around.
I mean, it's the most sensible thing you've said so far in this journey, but it's not me related.
Yes, I know. I too surprise myself from time to time.
Growth.
You know.
The Templars would say.
Well, as you do. And I'm just, as we kind of get nearer, I'm having a bit of a look.
So you have a bit of a look. Can you give me perception, which I think is intelligence investigation, I'd say, or you could do wisdom perception. Well,
okay.
Yeah. What is it? Not wisdom. What's it called? Perception is.
It's intelligence. No, it's initiative.
It's initiative. Sorry.
Yeah, initiative. No, it's fine.
And we could do that, but I have rolled a 68. So.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're trying to have a look, and
I'm trying.
The easiest thing you notice is that the gate, even from this distance, is clearly the route towards the gate. The road that you're on, the main road, is more well traveled. Some people have traveled this recently. You would at least get that on the route towards the gate.
Okay.
Other than that, you're not really picking up anything. What about Siegfrieda?
I think I'm just, from our position, I guess I'm just seeing, obviously we can tell people again, I guess, does it look like there's any particular, I guess, what is it?
Well, give me your role, but I'm going to give you a plus 20 because you are the more seasoned of these things. No offense, Lord Etrick.
That's so kind. I was going to say, I'm probably looking to see how well guarded it is, if there's been any attacks or anything like that. Just general sort of defenses. So so my initiative's quite low.
Well,
but we'll see,
while she's doing that, I'm just gonna tell her. Well, I can at least I can tell you that this road has been traveled.
Very good. I think I've rolled a 1, so I've got 00 and then a 1.
That is 1.
Incredible. Why did that not happen when I was trying to heal
the leg? But that's because you get it now. So what happens is, you, as Lord Edric's blabbering in the background and telling you all they know,
that the road has been
You're
used.
mansplaining a road.
The road and how roads work. You then...
That felt so different to be on the other end of that.
Yeah. There you go.
I was like, boy, this is unhinged.
So you then...
Can you believe that people do this for real every day?
Frida, did you know that a road is where people ride cars?
And sometimes they use horses.
Can you believe that people came through the front gate of this town using the road?
My fury is just up to here, like going all the way up, so that's why I could focus in and get very specific information.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah. So you look at this thing and you see that the tracks going up to the town are just well-trodden, older tracks that have been here for a while. You see a number of tracks which have been from where it's been wetter. You can tell when it was raining the last couple of nights, and you're able to follow this set. You count the you look at it and you count the horse tracks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 horses have ridden down here recently. Okay. You take that route. You then see that 2 of them head off, and you follow that line, and they go off to the gate. And then you see 4 of them sort of deviate, and they come off the track, and you see it, and you can then sort of run this line. And you see where it goes. You kind of walked away as Edric just keeps talking. You just follow him and walking away. walking down, walking down, walking down. You're looking at the gate, and you see, and you're just on this. You're in the Batman doing the Arkham Vision sort of thing. You see that there's movement on the gate, so you duck down and you stay in the taller grasses, and you watch and you look at the line. You see this line going off where these other horse lines have gone, and they've taken a direct route to where you can see this gap and this sort of bigger crack in the wall. And you sort of read that you're about a kilometer away from both these things, you know, sort of 1,000, maybe a bit further than that actually. You're probably more like a mile, let's say a mile away from the gate. And then off to the side, basically like a good few hundred meters down, maybe even nearer a kilometer that way, in a triangle, is where there's a bigger fissure, and there's a load of fissures in this wall. It's not a perfect wall. It's been built up, but then it has also been a city hit by a comet and decimated after the fact. But it is still, the wall is sort of kept so people don't get in to a certain extent, but there is a fissure there that you can see where possibly there's another way in.
Yes.
2 have gone straight for the gate, 4 have gone that way.
Interesting. Edric, enough with your bloody caterwauling look. I think a couple of them have gone. I think the ones that are going towards the market, they went in unknown, so that they wouldn't have been caught or scoured or surveyed or anything like that. But 2 went through the gate, maybe just to draw suspicion off them. I think maybe we should do the same. Maybe we should go through go down there. The less people know that we are in town, the better. They are aware that we are tracking them, or someone is tracking them. And so if we can buy
but they do not know that it is us.
No, but I feel like a gentleman with a half gunmetal leg is going to draw attention to us at some point, whether or not you intend to or not. So I think the more undercover we go, the better.
I see. Well, it's not my usual modus operandi, if you know what I mean.
I'd like you to
I like to
stretch
be
your
known,
abilities.
but...
I thought you were one for the arts. I thought you were...
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Now, you mention it, and it is the truth about me. But...
I mean,
I
didn't see the 2 Gentlemen of Verona 1 play you did, but I heard many great reviews of it.
Oh, that... I know an attack. When I... Yes, well... Was highly acclaimed. But... What of it? Just a small thing.
Small thing.
But I could play at a bit of stealth.
Subterfuge.
Why not?
Good. I know this is, I don't want you to typecast you, but you're not known for your quietness. Come on.
I can be quiet.
Good. Well, how about we play a game? The most quiet person wins. If you're going to try to think of anything
A bit
cool.
of jest.
Sure. At the other's expense.
Ha! High stakes. I love it. Let's away.
Yeah.
Yes. This is like those videos of like when there's a dog and it barks and they're like, no, quietly, and then the dog goes.
Yeah, I imagine you're just doing a big stage whisper this whole time. As we're in the tall grass.
Quietly into
You are like, but the thing is, you're a mile away.
Into the
You probably had to
town.
get out your binoculars to look, to see all these things. So you're talking a mile, which is a long distance.
No. But I'm getting prepared because I
Okay,
know
right,
as
okay.
soon as we get any
Well,
closer, Edric's gonna be performance.
Hamilton, like
I know.
if we're on a hill, like we can see a mile.
No, I know. Yes, you're not there. I know. No, they could probably see you as well. They might be on, but they might have binoculars too. They might see
Yes,
you on the.
you're
thing.
not though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
You're
so
in a valley. You're underground.
okay, no, I get it because they could also be looking for you. That's very fair. So you're getting into your quiet mode. You
Okay.
take this diversion path. So it's the tall grasses. You're going to lead the horses then by hand now for this last bit, or you're going to tie them up here and
I
leave
think
them here.
I'm gonna suggest we tie them up.
Okay.
I know, but yeah.
That's fine. I have a great knee now.
You lead them off to the path a little bit. You get a stake out of your pack, stake it into the ground, tie the horses up, leave them some, I don't know, there's no water, but there's some hay for them to eat. Maybe, you think this will be okay. Maybe they'll survive. Maybe they won't get nicked. Who knows? But you
How long can you leave a horse before it dies? At least a day.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine for a day,
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're gonna leave your horses here. You probably don't know how long you're gonna be in the city.
Edric is not worrying about it.
Okay. So you make your way along this path. It's, as I said, tall grasses that have been left to just grow up. But there's this pathway that has been sort of made out. And as you're going through, you notice actually a few other paths just sort of cross across it. But this one seems to be straight and true towards where you're going. But other paths are making their way through these tall grasses. People have used this way before, and through this to never not go through the main gate. That seems like a sensible idea to some people. And you would have had a map of Mordheim. You would have been given one at some point, and you'd know that you're making your way towards the Poor Quarter, as it's known, in the south of the city. So as you come up, you see this huge sort of tall houses and stuff coming up, rooftops emerging slowly as you get closer to the wall above it, of these very sort of narrow style towers. You get to this break in the wall, and it's just collapsed. The stone has sort of come away, and there's bits of timber that have held it up behind, and a structure that obviously created a walkway platform at the higher level of this wall, but that has fallen down, and someone has put up a ladder going up in and over what is probably a story high route over this wall that has collapsed at the top, so like a V shape that's come down, and using probably bits of the old, there's bits of other timber that have come from this structure behind, and they've used that as a way in. As you get there, you also notice a number of horses that have been tied to this area. 4 horses standing there, waiting. A couple of them maybe falling asleep. I don't know what horses do when they're left for a long time, but sort of just grazing in this area. Still there.
Okay. I suggest we cut them free and let them go.
There's a couple of buckets with them that they have with water in them.
Oh, they're very well cared for.
They better get what they can.
Yeah.
You cut them free.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them out of this. So
cut them
they
free.
so that they don't have to.
They sort of get a little bit.
I'm just gonna check and see if they have any loot.
Okay. All right, do me a quick investigation check. There's very minor saddles on this, so you would know that there's very little to find, but...
12.
12. You have a look around. You're going to find a couple of coin, nothing major, let's say 2 silver. Other than that, some sort of chewing stick. Maybe it's tobacco. You're not sure. Okay. And a bit of twine and some rope that's on the side of them. There's obviously the saddle itself, if you want to nick that.
No, I do not. Has the chewing stick been chewed any? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You're not sure if it's for the horse or for the person.
I'll have it.
Okay, you take it. And then as you come close to them, they sort of feel a little bit uncomfortable at you, but they notice that you've got an animal handling anyway at Egypt baseline. I'll say that you're fine to get. They won't completely bolt. Yeah, and then you cut them free and they run off. You just give them a shoe, give them a shoe like that, and then they'll sort of
exactly
run.
I'll have the chewing stick while we go about our business.
Tastes sort of it's like a root of some description. You're not quite sure what, but it kind of it's like when you chew on a stick, when you got a ice lolly and you get the stick and you chew on it, and it kind of frays
I was
that.
Where's he going with this?
It frays that. It frays like a bit of timber would. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of fibrous, very fibrous root.
Edric has only taken it because he thinks it might be a substance.
It's not a substance. It's just something to chew on. Has a nice flavor, sort of root vegetable-y.
I just a little in my mouth when I see like just a chewing on it, but
Someone else
yes,
has chewed on. It has a
Yeah.
taste of someone else's saliva as well whilst you're at it.
Edric is like, oh well, back in my fighting days, this was quite a popular bit of fun. Do you want some?
No. Instantly, just like no.
Well, your loss. It's good to get a bit of a buzz going while you work. Makes it go faster.
So you get to the so you're standing around chewing on the chewing stick as the horses run off into the distance, and next to you is a city, and it's like these ladders up into the city. You don't as you're closer, it's very quiet. It's really quiet. There's not much of a sound. Maybe a few birds flutter off as you go, as the horses bray off into the distance. But the city itself isn't making much of a sound, and it has got so much darker. It is now like nearly like dusk level of light, even though it's not that time. But it already feels like it's sort of like the setting of the sun as you're at the edge of the city.
Feels like the quiet before the storm, does it not?
Well, I mean, it's a bit dull around these parts. So it could just be, the average. A town like this, no culture. Nothing going on, but... Or, perhaps our friends have finished everyone off.
I hope not.
Well,
There's a lot of work
you
for
know
us.
the way of it. You know the way of it.
You know it's an abandoned city. It's an abandoned city that only houses
Oh, okay.
warbounds.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The city is...
No, I thought that was in character, to be fair. So.
Yeah, no, but you probably, yeah. But it's in character, but I'm just saying, like, Siegfried, you would, eventually know. One of you would know at least that...
Well, you know what? Maybe Edric doesn't know either, because I didn't roll well on the lore, so...
Okay, maybe.
Fair enough.
Siegfried would know at least that the city is desolate, apart
So
from
that's
the wall.
me going, well, it's a bit of a dull place.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The culture is so-so. Yeah.
The only people that are in here are people that would be guarding it because they don't want people to come in and take the warpstone that they're trying to get. People who go in here are just going in here to gain warpstone, find little treasures, and fight each other over it.
Okay.
That's literally the whole point of the city. So you're going into it's basically like you're going into an abandoned ghost city, but the ghost city holds really cool magic shit that people want. It's like Chernobyl, but people want the nuclear waste. That's what you're going into.
I think keep your wits about you, Edric, and maybe no matter what happens,
You're
finish
entering
the job.
Keep my wits about me. Right here in my pocket.
Or on your knee.
Well, perhaps now. Me like this. No one in this town has ever seen the likes of it. Never will again. Quite fine, I'd say.
Just don't lose it.
Do you climb the ladders then? You climb
Yes,
up.
sorry, yes, yeah.
So you climb up over the ladder. It's not as it's only a story up, and you get up onto what is like a bit of structure on the lower level that someone's boarded out. So there was not a lower level of this walkway, but the level was at the second story, which would be the top of this wall. But someone's used some of the old bits and fashioned some sort of platform out of the structure that's left over from this sort of timber structure that sits at the back of all this stone wall. You climb up over and you realize you're round the back wall of these narrow houses of this street. Some of them are completely decimated, blown out. Parts of them are still there, fully formed. A couple of like chimney breasts, just like chimney stacks sort of remain, but the rest of the building is just gone. That sort of look. You are now in what looks like a completely bombed out city. You're The poor quarter was on the edge of the pit, and you can see that green haze and smoke is coming up in front of you, directly in front of you. Beyond that, you do see a clock tower. And looking at your map, and I'm going to bring up the map now on the screen, but I know you can't see that unless you're watching the stream. You notice that beyond the pit, the clock tower is the market square. And you hear the boom, boom, 2 o'clock sound from this clock tower, from the market square. Ominously sort of sound. At the same time, you hear another resonating from a bit further on, which you look at your map and that's where the Temple of Sigmar is. And to the east of you, where the rock is, which is where the other Sigmar sort of like fortifications are, where you know there is safe haven. And to you, particularly Siegfrieda, a subtle sense of like the dread of just entering what is the exclusion zone has a very momentary sense of peace, and like there's some sort of moment of home, feeling of like there is safety in here somewhere, if I could only get to it. But that's not where I'm going. I have to move away from this, but I'm actually going to move closer to this other temple. But to get to the market square, you have to go past the pit. You can circle around it, and looking at your map, the amphitheater is around the west side. If you go down the east side, you go past. What is that? Oh, just the court. Oh, it's just like part of the poor quarter that you just kind of move around.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Do you think, are you able to handle the market square by yourself, or do you wish me to accompany you?
Well, I mean, I didn't have a handler on the battlefield. So, just equerries. It's different. I was in charge of them. Of everyone. Actually. So, I dare say I can handle it. The market quarter.
You just hear a scream from somewhere in the distance, just like
What?
a Wilhelm scream, just somewhere off in the city, just as you're saying that.
Okay, well, Edric's doubling down. And he's kind of like, well, yes. Wow, what could go wrong? And then he slaps his cool knee.
Ooh, proper Dandini style, panto, like.
Yeah.
Great.
And it makes like a great noise. Tong!
A dull thud.
like somebody kicked a big spitting urn.
Fine.
Or whatever. A spittoon.
I feel more pressing that we go to the amphitheater, but if you need any assistance, I'm more than happy to accompany you to the marketplace. There would be more of those creatures. So I ask you again, do you think you can handle it? Or do you wish for me to come?
Now it's scary.
You're in danger zone. What do you do?
Listen here. Now I could go on my own. We both know that.
We both know that.
Obviously, it's. I mean, I am a dangerous and trained individual.
Indeed.
But, in the name of expedience, which is of great import at this time, and I dare say you would agree on that.
Indeed.
I would imagine that together we could cover ground, like, much faster. And so, perhaps it's wise. And we could just get through here like it's in 2 seconds.
Indeed.
At least, and I expect maybe even faster. But, I'll keep an eye out and make sure that...
Well, if it makes you feel better, I would feel more comfortable having someone that does have my back.
Well,
Even if...
as do I.
Good. Great.
Back, brothers!
No.
Think about it.
I thought about it.
And it probably it will come to us.
Look, you...
Perhaps the tang of battle will awaken it. Battle, cousins.
If I agree to be a battle cousin, will you promise firstly to accompany me to the marketplace, and secondly to throw away your chomping stick? Because that is gross and full of bacteria.
Mean this?
Yes, that. Please throw it away. It is absolutely grim. Oh, dear God.
Just getting the last dregs of it. Are you sure that you don't want any?
I knock it out of his hand and I'm like, come on. Come on. Yeah, it goes off. But yeah, I definitely knock it as far as it can go. Like,
So it goes off, and then it goes...
And we stand there silently
as
and
it
watch
falls
it.
onto the floor, you just see a bunch of rats just out, grab it, and it's dissipated.
oh.
Do you see that? I told
did.
you it was good.
Come on.
And we
The
go.
rats are here.
You
Yeah.
go, so you climb down from this ledge. You're onto what is a muddy with a little bit of stones in it to make it slightly less track that leads you around this poor quarter. You head in the direction where you saw this market tower, which once you've sunken down this one more story, disappears in the tall houses from where you were. But you know that you need to head north. You slowly make your way through the city. Now, how are you doing this?
As quietly and as inconspicuous as possible.
Well, you can sort of go slower and move through the buildings, or stay on the pass and be a bit quicker. So because of the way the buildings are, you just walk through walls and make your way through the ruins, but it will be slower going, and sometimes you have to go up some floor. And you can see people have made ledges and ladders and sort of platforms that cross between these parts, and have made some form of Assassin's Creed-like running points. But you know, but if you know what I mean, is in like some people have adapted this environment to work for them, but predominantly the easier route through would be just making your way along the streets.
As low as I am, I would suggest that we do take the streets.
Okay. So do you wander through the streets? Can you just give me your the stealth?
Stealth is... It's just S, right?
Yeah.
No,
that's strength.
Right?
It's
Oh, it's at the bottom. It's agility. It's
agility.
Okay, right.
Agility. It was getting there. I was like, there's 3 dex-based skills, and I keep forgetting which they are: initiative, agility, and dex.
All right. I'm switching around my dice.
I'll give you. Just give me the roll and tell me what
Yeah.
what your actual thing to beat is, and I will determine what happens. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my agility is 29, so it's not great.
Okay. But I'll maybe modify that.
It's 33, which is really annoying. It's quite
No,
close.
it's fine. Average check would be a +20. We'll see if that's what it is, but we don't know.
Does this...
These rats with their chopping sticks,
No.
they're
Do
all
you-
there just eating.
Edric,
Why,
give me the
yes.
same roll. Come on.
Oh, I see.
I see what's happening here.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
I have gotten a 34.
Okay, fine. And what's your actual bonus meant to be?
Which one are we?
agility.
Agility. Well, this is stupid because My agility is 33, so this is 1 point higher.
1 point higher. Fine.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Interesting. Okay, fine. That's all I need to know. All I need to know.
So, just a thought.
Yeah.
Is there like a round down kind of?
Nope.
No.
But the SL is 0 actually, technically, because if you break it down to SL, it's 3 and 3. So 3 plus 3 is 0. So you haven't got a negative SL.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fine.
So you're fine. Both of you have sort of done the same, but yours was 27. Was yours in the 30s? Both in the 30s?
Mine was 29 was my agility, but I got 33, so I'm a
So it is
little
a
bit
2 to
higher.
3. So that's fine. No, that is a -1. But anyway, you don't know that because I might have adapted it. Okay. So you're making your way along. Just tell me what your perceptions are, just generally, just a number. What your initiative is.
Perception is 29.
And initiative for you, Edric. Just what the number is.
I know, but I get a plus on my
Okay.
perception. +5. So my initiative is 24.
24. Okay, fine. So you're walking along, staying close to the buildings. It's eerily quiet. Little bits of wind blow across and through these streets. Occasionally you just hear sounds of rats skittering, and it gives you a little bit of a jump. Then suddenly, like some sort of board falls over. You hear that sort of make a noise. Just hold there for a moment. Wait suddenly just to see if it makes anything. And then you hear like a sound, a couple of like voices. And it's sort of growing a little bit closer, and you hear, and it sort of moves away. You keep walking. They're going in the same direction that you're moving, the sound.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, I don't.
Walking a little bit further in, you're getting closer to the pit. Now, are you going to circle around to the east or the west of this? Are you going like deep? Are you going to go towards the amphitheater and skirt near that, or are you going to go around sort of towards the Sigmar Temple side on the east?
Yeah, I think probably east.
I doubt you want to go to the pit. Is my point. I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, yeah. Absolutely not go towards the pit. Yeah, I think east towards the Templar.
Okay, so as you get closer to the pit, you start to hear more noise and activity, and sounds that just emanate, but you're not quite sure of their origin, be that beast or man or whereabouts it's coming from. But there is definitely activity happening around the pit, so you stay a couple of streets back and work your way round. Now, you're walking around and suddenly you hear footsteps. Someone's running further away, coming round the corner. And as they do, as you hear this sound, you hear more footsteps coming with it. And you then start to hear, and you sort of move, and there's a couple of buildings nearby, so you can move into them or something like that. Up to you, how you want to do it. But there's footsteps coming round, and there are two more. And sounds of more footsteps following, seemingly further behind that, but running around the corner.
Does it sound like? Again, I appreciate it's probably quite hard to tell, but does it sound like if there's shouting, to sound like there's a chase?
You're hearing a slight sound of that's coming to you now. As you've heard it, you're hearing a sort of brazen noises coming and some sort of maybe hollering or something like that, and the panting of someone's like it's a circling around. So it's gonna come a couple of rounds time. Someone's gonna come into vision from you.
Yes, yeah. I guess I just wonder if it sounds like a chase that we could.
You can make me a roll to see if you want to perceive this better with an initiative. I need more to know if you're going to be able to determine exactly.
I think I'll do. Do a quick initiative.
Basically, though, you're inferring close to enough to it. So I'd say you're pretty close.
No, I don't get it. It was 83 on my.
You just hear these. There are lots of people. There's one running ahead, and there's something that's further following with a group behind.
Great.
Infer that as a chase as you like, but I can't tell if you know that for certain.
Yeah. No, I know. Because I was going to suggest to Edric to literally put out his leg and then get the person to trip over. But I will grab Edric and pull him into the shadows into one of the buildings.
So you move into one side of one of the buildings, and as it comes around, as you see, you see a red-headed man, sort of in his 40s, running. And he is running like his life depends on it. And he is pegging it back the way you've just come. Following, you wait, you see him, and he's turning around looking like this and just running. You then see 4 figures chasing after them. These are cowled in some sort of cloaks. They've got markings all over their faces. One of them has got like a fire burning behind them, like on their backpack, and they're holding forks and blades, and one of them is like, you can't quite understand it, but they've sort of cut their faces in weird and different ways. One of them is bleeding heavily from one of these wounds as they are chasing and chanting. Looking at the symbols, you immediately recognize them as chaos symbols. You are immediately aware of what's going, like, of who these people are. You know not to read them. You just see these people chasing, and they're chanting words and phrases, some in the languages that you know of the Empire of Reichland, but a lot of it in these sort of guttural sounds, which sound borderline demonic. You're not even sure if they're real demonic or these are just people having a go at it, and they are chasing after this chap.
I definitely would put my finger to my lips, looking at each right, going like, it's not our problem.
They are, when you're looking at it, catching up on this person. This person was looking tired. These people seem to be in a fervorous frenzy that is unlike it. Do you just wait there in the silence and in the darkness? You hear, so as you wait, you hear the thing, at these voices coming up, and you then like maybe wait a minute, and then suddenly you start to hear sort of screams coming from a distance. And then, how long do you wait?
Well, I mean, we hear the screams.
It's going to be about, like, I'd say you wait there for a few minutes, let's say.
I think a few
3
minutes,
or 4 minutes, and then you hear a scream.
Like, in real life,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd probably wait a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But we're heroes. Yeah. And we have, this great knee, and
I start to hear, like, no! Like screams for no! Like this, coming from this thing. And then...
Okay.
They're sort of hollering now. You hear these whoops, hollers, and you're still hearing this guy screaming, help! No! Like this.
I think if it... I guess, I wouldn't be followed. I wouldn't go and help him. That's the thing. I think we'd...
Well, this sounds a lot like, back home.
Then you hear a sound hit thing, and then you hear behind you, boom. Then behind you, which is where the pit was, you start hearing rumbles and drums.
Now this is not a big deal. It's just a bit of a hunt, and
A hunt for the guy that went past us, or for us?
certainly not. I mean, back in Middenberg, it was just like a bit of a holiday festival fun.
But my question to you then, very quickly, an answer is: the people that stayed and hide versus the people that run in such a hunt, or the prey, which ones did you catch first?
Well, I mean, the dogs usually get the ones that hide.
Yeah.
Yes, they can smell them, sniff them right out.
And that's probably what's going to happen to us.
Strategy.
As this all going on, you're still hearing the screams. Suddenly the drums are getting louder, more of these going on. And then you just hear noises that just shouldn't come out of a person, just like sort of like absolute guttural screams. And then you hear sounds like this coming from, and like weird,
squelchy.
Yeah, sort of like sounds, and then a rumble just hits in the ground.
We need to get out of here.
And then you hear
Yes.
boom, boom.
Ah, they've got him.
And then you hear just one final sort of like massive, like life-ending scream, and then the sound, and you just hear the drums go boom, boom.
Well,
And that's it. Then it's back to sort of the sort of rumble and sounds, and a cheer you would have heard at the end as well. And sort of like sort of sounds from the pit behind you.
Let's move on quickly. They might get excited and want to do more of these hunts as a result.
well, it sounds like they love a party. And that's something that we know. Now,
Well, let's hope that they don't want us as guest of honors.
well, if they can catch us with this knee, ha!
And on we go.
Okay, so you then move back out of the shadows now, after having a little look, I imagine.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like we're being cautious. We're being
Yeah.
careful. We're
Yeah.
kind of having a bit of a look around the corner because
I will assume you're being cautious from now on, yeah.
Edric has hunted people before. You know, the
Yeah.
most
There you
dangerous
go.
game,
Yeah. So,
probably.
Probably. So you
Question.
move out from the shadows back onto the streets. Are you going to continue moving along on the streets now?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna keep
Okay.
going.
Because you know what? What other option do we have? Because if we decide to rooftop this,
Mm-hmm.
like the way that the damage works in this game, one
Yeah,
of us
yeah.
is going to get a critical wound to the neck, like 2
Yeah.
seconds in.
Yeah, for our own. I'd rather have it from a creature that we can try and fight rather than
Feet
the building
on the
environment.
street.
Yeah, feet on the street.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay, so you go past. So you come down to the eastern side, and you come past the other clock tower in the city. So you get to this point where there's a line that runs towards like a bigger road crossing. Left would take you towards the pit, right to the clock tower. You've now got to cross a larger expanse of road. You're at a bigger crossing. You're just gonna make a run for it.
I think so. Unless you've got any suggestions, E-Truck.
Look, just I mean, there's
Yeah, I think our best bet is just to keep going. To be honest with you, and, yeah, just duck across and go.
Okay, I'll keep your stealth rolls as you had before. You take a run out.
And we make it.
I rolled
like
a
that.
71. I rolled a 71.
Oh,
So
dang it.
there you go. So they don't notice you, but when you're running out, you have a look and your heart stops for a moment. You see there are people, probably about 400 yards away from you, but they're facing towards the pit, and they're sort of like, and you see in the pit as you come round, and you take that glance, that light is so much brighter than it was before. And there's sort of a load more people out, like are milling around down towards the pit, and you run on. They seem to be occupied. And then you come further into the forequarter again. Next time you're going to come round, you sort of make your way, skirting maybe back into the depths of it. You can see the Temple of Sigmar, the tower now, the spire of that. Right. Oh, you've got close mic. You see the spire of that off to the east of you now. Again, you've got another set of big spaces, things to go, like another couple of crossings to go around. This time maybe taking it a little bit more carefully, and maybe having a look, noticing again, seemingly there's a lot going on. As you turn to look to the right towards Sigmar, to the Temple of Sigmar, you notice a band of sisters, all clad in armor, are mustering from the temple.
Do we recognize the insignias?
You know they are sisters of Sigmar. They are clad in a very
Okay.
particular silvered, beautiful
Well,
regaliaed armor.
They will protect us.
Yeah, cool,
No?
cool.
Maybe?
They
look
are
like
pretty.
mystery.
They are pretty zealous. Let's say they are You know, so.
Oh no!
And you are somewhere who has the touch of corruption now on them.
Will they notice?
You have your leg out, which looks like, you know. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just
okay.
saying. I'm not saying. I'm just giving you. I'm saying things that you might know. Okay, but
I know. I
But it
did
doesn't
not
mean
know
for
that the
definite.
knee
You might
was
have
a corruption,
no,
but I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. But you also might
Being
like
like a
it looks like
demon.
metal, so to a certain extent, it could be. You know, you could maybe try and pass it off as just like, oh, I've got a metal foot. You know, I've got a a replacement
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah.
It's not like you've got a scaly, cloven foot.
Well,
No.
soon.
So it's not bad, but it's not great, I think is what
Yeah.
we're getting from that.
You didn't roll
yeah.
the cloven foot on there.
If
Alright.
only.
I suggest that we just stay out of their way. They'll be busy. Although, it would be good to have friends in this case.
And imagine it, I mean.
They're sort of mustering up. You see there's about 4, maybe 6, you can't quite tell, they're in twos, marching down. They're sort of 2 spear women, sort of sisters, little bit women, at the front, and then sworded people behind, and you're trying to figure out, is that 4, 5, or 6? I can't quite tell, but it seems to be a band moving towards the pit. When you look to the left, you look down and see that there's a few groups of people still looking at the pit, not really noticing what's going on. They haven't quite. I'll do another. Yeah, they don't notice what's going on. Over there, towards the pit, looking at the pit.
I would say maybe we just let them pass and we just carry on. The less interruption we have, the better.
Yes, I mean they. Now you know they'll ask questions, and we can't. We've no time for that.
Yeah, ask questions later. I think that's your motto.
Well, or not at all.
Oh. Action first. Never ask questions.
Action first, and later. Now, let's get on.
Okay. Yeah,
So
we'll
you
wait till they
wait. So
pass.
you're still waiting in the thing. So you again are going to move into the doorway where you were.
Yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
hiding, baby.
Yep. If in doubt, we hide.
Okay. If in doubt, you
We
hide.
hide.
We are-
Hiding
we'll
is
try-
the move.
A perception check.
Oh no.
Ooh.
16.
Hang on. Perception. 86, so no.
16. Siegfried. Edric. Sorry. Edric. You move into the house.
Oh.
No.
Uh-oh,
Move into the
indeed.
house.
Okay.
Into this sort of ruin to get out of the way.
Someone's
And
house.
you hear a noise from where you come from, further back, and something like clatters in the building next to you, to where you are, and you just get this little brief, this like some sort of word. You didn't quite pick out the word, but something that says. From the building next to you, so like beyond like a broken wall.
Siegfried. What? Can you make that out?
What out?
It's like a whispering or something from over there.
And I'm gonna like indicate the direction
Yeah.
of the sound.
Like as if there was someone here.
Did it sound aggressive?
No, but it's like a bit. I imagine that we sound to them like they sound to us. It's like insistent. A bit breathy,
Okay.
perhaps. Listen, a meeting, a secret meeting of 2 stealthy, intrepid individuals like ourselves. But quiet. And they are here. I mean, I hear them.
Okay.
What they're saying, it's not for me to know, but...
If I go to the wall where Edric was pointing, like, I know I...
Walk towards it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to walk towards it. I know I've already done my checks, so that's fine, but I'm just going to try and make out something, or like, see if there's like a hole or a way to look in, maybe a peephole, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, well, it's a sort of broken sort of wall. You, hands across it, it's darker now in the city, as I said, it's sort of dusky. You sort of get to a little bit, and you sort of lean up and have a look as a little eye straight at you like this.